Jackson Podcast.
What's popping with y'all today on this Wednesday, man? You know, Drake has been receiving a lot of hate from the music industry. And to be honest with y'all, I'm not a fan of nothing or nobody. I feel like fan is an abbreviation for fanatic. But Touré, let's get on into the conversation. I know I didn't do a podcast last weekend and I apologize, but Touré, he's a legendary journalist. He has worked at the New York Times. He got his start at Rolling Stone as a writer. The New Yorker, BET, MTV, a multitude of places. Now it seems like every journalist, when their career is winding down, they end up on YouTube. So down here with us, you know, the crabs in the barrel or the bucket or whatever you want to call us, they end up with us. And I was scouring over his YouTube channel and he had dropped the 7 reasons why he disliked Drake, why he hate Drake specifically. That was the terminology. Let's get into it. Let's react to it. Let's do it.
So, I hate Drake.
I don't like anything about Drake. Mom, I don't like his voice. I don't like what he talks about. I be trying to tell his face. I don't like the way he walks, like nothing. I don't like his haircut.
I hate Drake like he stole something from my little sister and it's my life's work to get him back.
I hate Drake. Always have, always will.
I hate Drake like we're in a kung fu flick and he killed my master and it's now my life's mission to get revenge.
I cannot stand Aubrey Drake Graham. Like, if there is one person left on earth and it's me, there's gonna be a Drake hater left. Because I'ma always hate him. I don't care if I'm 102 and got dementia. I'ma remember that I don't like this man.
I usually stay out of men's business. I simply do not care for it, right? I have my own things going on. But when people are dogpiling on Drake, it brings a sweetness to my body, okay? I actually feel like the sun came out so that we can shine our hatred on Drake.
Do you like teenage girls?
Oh, going from the most likable figure in the game to being one of the most.
I hate that.
No, you hated that.
I hate that. I hate that. Drake, I hate that. I hate that. That's not hip hop.
But the important question now is, why do I hate Drake so damn much? What is it about Drake that makes the hate gush out of me like blood in a Tarantino film? I got to get to the bottom of this by the end of this video.
I've never seen someone ice rosé, but...
You never seen someone ice rosé?
Mm-hmm.
Well, talk to every jeweler in Miami that has fake diamonds.
Really, they do that?
Nobody got that joke.
I think that's the one thing that I would like maybe say is like just makes me kind of be like just to think it's so wavy to be young. It's not that sick. Because I'm here now, like I just left 35, right? And it's like,
yeah, you're getting up there.
Well, all right. But
I just want to shout out to the single mothers and also the hard-working mothers. Not just the single mothers, but the hard-working mothers out there. Because of you, there's people like my friend Obbs over here and myself, and I think we've been raised pretty well. Sandra did a very good job. Point is this, all you moms that work your ass off, we love you and we appreciate you. And my boy Obbs is about to say something as well to motivate the people watching.
What?
Yeah, you're gonna do it.
No, I was doing the TikTok dances.
Yeah, but you have to motivate the people. No, you have to motivate the... That's 2016. You did that with the Block Boy JB. That's the dab. God damn, man. Come on, catch up with the new shit.
I watched hours of videos. I did meditation. I thought deeply on what is going on inside me. What is making me hate Drake? And I think I came up with the answer. So this is the 7 biggest reasons why I hate Drake. When I think about what hip-hop means to me, what I love about hip-hop, I think about black swagger, street energy, countercultural vibes, and flow. I love flow. One of my favorite parts of hip hop is listening to an MC become a drum within the track. The way an MC
It's weird to see this guy, you know, talk about who he hates. Now, I'm gonna break it down for a minute, you know, because I learned it's a multitude of ways that you can be a hater. You can be a player hater. You can be a subjective hater. You can be an objective hater. You can just be hating. But regardless, people have hatred for individuals. One thing I don't do, I don't hate nobody. Be yourself. But if I had a disdain for anything in the music industry surrounding Drake, it was the record labels for investing in him, platforming this foolishness. It wouldn't be Drake specifically, because if anybody would have had the opportunity to get invested in the way that the labels invested in him, the way that they cheat and fudge numbers for him, because that run, it actually was manipulated. It's very noticeable now. And if you know the music industry, he really wasn't doing the numbers he said he was doing, or the labels were saying he was doing. He wasn't as popular. The music wasn't as good. It was the programming. It was the continuously being in your face, and you can't do nothing about it. And people don't understand programming. A lot of individuals don't even know that they don't know what they like, because they've been programmed to like what they like. So him making this piece is kind of weird already, because he's corny. So I want to see his reasons why he hate Drake. He said that black and flow and drums and the listening to the MC and all of that is the reason he like hip hop. But let him continue on.
maneuvers through time and space within the beat, that's everything to me. If you got that nasty flow, I am down to listen to whatever you've got to say at least once. Everything I go to hip hop for runs counter to what Drake is doing in his music. To me, he's like the anti-hip hop rapper. In Drake's music, there is almost never a flow that is interesting. He never has me intrigued by his rhythmic relationship to the beat. And that's symbolic for me of how he's failing at the essential elements of hip hop. Drake is a product, and like malt liquor, that product has damaged hip hop. We'll get to how Drake has damaged hip hop perhaps forever, but let me run down my 7 reasons why I hate Drake, culminating in number 1. Reason number 7, Drake is corny as fuck.
Drake is corny.
He's a corny guy.
Jeez Louise, man. Drake's the type of guy that would say things Louise.
Corniness means you're trying to fit in and impress people, but you're misaligned with the group or the subculture in some way, so your actions don't read as cool. Corniness is something some of us can see all over Drake. It's in his clothes. It's in his dancing.
I did that cheat, believe me.
This is not a pointless critique. Recording artists spend a lot of time thinking about how they talk, how they walk, how they move, how they come across to the audience. All the little ways you move, all the ways you rock the clothes of your subculture. All of that communicates to the genre who you are, communicates to the audience whether or not they should like you, whether or not you're cool. When a recording artist like Drake is trying to present himself as cool and he comes across as corny, something is very wrong. I feel like he's often misaligned with hip hop culture in the way that a foreign exchange student who comes to your high school might be. This is a major failing of one of the central jobs of being a rapper. You gotta be cool. I hate Drake's subversion of black cool because that shit is incredibly important. Black cool matters. It is at the heart of American popular culture. It is at the heart of African American cultures. Rappers are supposed to be the epitome of cool. They are meant to be effortlessly cool. They are the tip of the spear of what is cool in America. Their slang, their style, their dances, all this shit becomes national trends in America. Because people want to be like rappers, because rappers are cool. But Drake's corniness helps make him palatable for middle America, for white suburban Americans. It makes him seem cute and harmless and digestible for soccer moms. He is suburbanizing hip hop. The semiotics of Drake's corniness, the awkward dancing, goofy catchphrases, the melodramatic lyrics, Drake's corniness symbolizes the neutering of the culture that I love.
To the rest of you, the non-believers, the underachievers, the tweet and deleters, you guys make me sick to my stomachs, fam. Honestly, if you guys want to look in my eyes, you guys want to do something? You guys, that's what I thought. No.
I knew he was going to say something about corny. Before it even got going, I knew he was, when in our reality, he's corny. But he has a point. And the point that he is making, he probably don't want to say it because it does sound racist. Drake, he identifies with Canadian first, Toronto. That's what he represents. And he comes to America, like what Kendrick Lamar said about what he does when he colonizes Atlanta and steals some of the cool from Atlanta. Then he goes over here and steals some of the cool from the culture. But can we blame Drake for that, though? Because people in the culture have to allow him to get those verses and to be a part of the culture. You know, say no to the verse. Say no to being on the song if you want to, you know, keep the culture in its purest form. Because I guarantee you, when Drake is over with and he's gone, we're going to let somebody else from another country come into the United States and be a part of what we got going on. We selling the culture instead of, you know, keeping the culture at its purest form because we like people for a moment. The corny part that he's talking about, I have no problem with people being corny. That came in the game, and that was allowed in the game by Kanye West, because Kanye West was a corny brother, and he is a Black American full through and through. So corny, it doesn't have nothing to do with it. It's not nothing that's harming the culture. You can be corny and cool at the same time, to be honest with you. And the females like corny. We ain't even the people that's controlling the culture, the men anymore. I don't know, you know, he might be a little bit on the non-combat side, because I ain't looking at a man to see if he's cool, extra cool and fly and jiggy and all this old type shit, because that ain't what I'm trying to view. Now, he already done put a little bad taste in my mouth talking about corny. Let's get back to it, though.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I'm going to play basketball at Drake's house. And then Drake was like holding the basketball and he was dressed in like full NBA gear. He had like brand new Jordans, the high socks, the blue pants, like the blue top. I think he had a headband. Then I found out later, Drake like films all the games and he edits it and just has himself hitting threes. Like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Drake's lyrical bag feels like that one scene in that James Franco movie where they go to North Korea and they see like a beautiful grocery store.
Yep, guess no one's hungry here after all.
But later in the movie, upon further inspection, they find out it was all just like a cardboard cutout, you know, it was all in like 2D. So that's what lyrical Drake feels like. North Korea grocery store.
Number 6, Drake is the McDonald's of hip hop.
It feels like a lot of his music is compatible with shopping.
Yes, he's the biggest selling rapper of all time. That's not a compliment.
I love this mall. Look at this place. I mean, look at this place. They have everything. Everything's here. They have everything here. Ah, this is great. This is a new Drake. You hear it? It's great. Buying and selling. Where's the message that I can use?
The music industry runs on payola. The charts are rigged, radio slots are purchased, Apple and Spotify playlist slots are purchased. Drake has lots of #1 songs, in part because the label paid a lot of money for them. Of course he has real spins and has inspired real purchases, but The industry has spent more money pushing Drake's songs in your face than pretty much any other artist. The label has successfully marketed a product called Drake, a product that they rightly believed would make hip hop palatable for large white audiences. But ultimately, Drake is a product like a Big Mac or a Tesla or a pumpkin spice latte. My God, he's such a pumpkin spice latte.
Is pumpkin spice back on the menu?
In a genre that disdains pop and the mainstream, Drake is pop and mainstream.
Drake is pop to me.
Pop is his genre, like pop is Britney Spears' genre. That's the opposite of hip-hop as far as vibe. Hip-hop's about non-conformity. This nigga's whole point is making white-friendly hip-hop.
Damn, white boy.
Like lactose-free milk, it's easier for some people to digest. He's not challenging in any political or aesthetic or sonic way. He's like a black guy who primarily hangs out with white guys, and they think they're hanging out with a black guy, and they are. But Drake symbolizes the gentrification of hip-hop. If hip-hop was a city, Drake would be that brightly lit, architecturally defined, new, cute, gentrified part of the city. It's got a Banana Republic and a Gap over there, and maybe a TGI Fridays or some shit. Probably got 2 Starbucks locations. Gotta get those pumpkin spice lattes.
Welcome to Starbucks. What can we get started for you today?
I don't want no gentrified hip-hop. What would that even be?
Best actor of all time. Yeah, he's been acting as a dope rapper for fucking 7. He's the best actor of all time.
Reason number 5. He doesn't.
I want to stop him and address that point because he had a great point at this part of the video where he talks about gentrification in hip hop, and he talks about payola. You know, I reacted to that video that he played with Yasin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def, and Mos Def, he started the campaigning of Drake being like the McDonald's or the Starbucks or the Chipotle of hip hop, and him being a item, you know, not a person of substance. And I do have to agree with this brother when he says he's pop. He's not hip hop, not what hip hop authentically was meant to be, to go against the grain. Hip hop is in a state where it's good right now. You have Nas over at Mass Appeal releasing a plethora of the OGs, and they bringing it back to its essence. And it's going to be hard for Drake to release something when so much substance is being brought out. Because when it's not a lot of substance out, you can do what he's doing. And you have to resonate with the music when the substance is dropping. We can't really resonate with Drake, and he's kind of bitter at the United States of America right now. If you've been paying attention. If you're listening to this video and you haven't been paying attention, then you may not know, but he's doing songs with Central C and UK and songs with everybody else from other parts of the world, and he's not embracing America no more. And some may understand it, but to be honest with you, if I was him, I would contribute to what's going on in America. I would try to fight back. He feels as if America betrayed him. You know, he's in court battles with his record label, feeling like America betrayed him. And he got the right to feel that way, though, but his music has took a massive hit behind that.
Really, really understand hip-hop. Hip-hop is a space with its own rules and codes, and if you know hip-hop, you know these rules and codes in your blood. This is not merely a genre of music. This is like a religion for some of us. But then you see a rapper drop a Tupac AI record, and you realize he lacks sufficient reverence and understanding of that God in this culture.
If you want to be successful, you want to be like Trump, gimme, push, step, crush.
And saying Kendrick is rapping like he's trying to get the slaves freed? is a deep misunderstanding of what hip hop is really about. A lot of hip hop has been rapping to try to free us from white centrism, internalized racism, mass incarceration, police violence. If you're not rapping to try to get the slaves freed, what are you doing? Do you think that that's a bad thing? Is Drake not trying to free the slaves with his music? Really? Good to know. Yeah, that line is a permanent stain.
I think he's a bitch. That's a bitch move.
And the Control verse is a whole other problem. 2014, Big Sean's song Control, he invites Jay Electronica and Kendrick to come on, and Kendrick does a legendary, iconic verse, a generation-rattling and perhaps generation-defining verse. He says, I'm trying to murder all of you niggas, and he names everyone who matters in hip-hop. He's throwing down the gauntlet saying hip-hop is Kendrick versus everyone, and I got all y'all motherfuckers.
When I went in and did the verse, I thought I was just having fun. and you know, these cats I know, and I'm, you know, calling out there, we having fun.
Right. These are my comrades.
Yeah, so.
If he named you, he dissed you. But was it really a diss? If he named you, it meant that you were on his radar, so thus you were big enough to deserve to be dissed. If you weren't mentioned, then you weren't on his radar. That's the real diss.
It's niggas who's pissed off just because they wasn't mentioned.
Everyone in hip-hop understood the spirit of Kendrick's Control verse. He wasn't really dissing anyone. He was asserting his superiority as an MC.
First thing he says to me is like, yo, thank you so much for just, you know, for understanding and not taking the verse the wrong way.
I like that.
And I was like, I understand. Like, I listen to rap.
Right.
I understand.
It's the sport of hip hop.
It's the sport. It's the sport of hip hop. And I looked at it like, man, you know, he shouted out his peers. He shouted out his peers, and he was like, yo, you know, I want to take something from your fan base, Mac Miller's fan base. You know, I want to take all of that. When is that not the mission?
You can't really get mad at him because that's what every MC should be thinking, at least every MC who competitively raps. So as an MC, you should already be thinking that, you know?
Yeah.
So he only said what every other rapper's already thinking. The fact that he had the balls to say it is what's incredible to me. I think it's a genius move what he did.
Everybody who was mentioned understood the spirit and vibe that Kendrick was coming with. Well, not everyone. Drake didn't get it.
It just wasn't real to me. It's like, I saw him after that, and it was just like love. So it's like, was that real, or was that just like for the people? You know what I mean?
I think it's a sparring kind of sport.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, you know, then let it be real then, you know. I mean, because those were harsh words, right? So it's like, you can't just say that and then see me and be like, yeah, man, what's up? Pretending like nothing ever happened. Like, that's not real. That's not, to me, that's not like the nature of battling.
That verse had no malice behind it because I saw him 5 days later at the VMAs and it was all love. So it's like, he didn't come on there on some wild, like, yeah, I'm in New York, fuck everybody, don't look at me. Like,
I'm the king.
So it was, you know, it was one of those things. It's like, I almost wish he had come in there on that shit because I kind of lost like a little respect for the sentiment of the verse. If it's really fuck everybody, then it needs to be fuck everybody. It just can't be halfway for the sake of the people. But you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, that's just how I feel. Yeah.
He did not understand the gesture of the Control verse because he does not truly, completely understand hip hop.
You know, he did his homework. He did his homework, man, when he created this video. I remember around that time, though, people were saying that those individuals isn't responding to Kendrick Lamar because they scared of him and he's the boogeyman and what they think he's capable of. But now looking back at it, you know, I feel like those artists knew that that was just a competitive nature sport verse. It wasn't a diss. When you go back and listen to it, it was an acknowledgement. And Drake can't be a part of the culture if he doesn't know that and he feels disgruntled about what was being said. You know, that really could have changed his career. And what I'm looking at on these clips that's being played is that I don't know when the last time Drake has done American hip hop media. or if he feels as if he needs to do it. But if he wants to get back in tune with American culture and hip hop, and he wants to contribute to the culture, he has to start back doing media, black media, hip hop media. He's gonna have to start speaking his piece, because the less he does and the more he's on these other platforms with what's her name, Bobby Altoff, and he's over here doing this and that with these people, the cornier he looks. Actually, he wasn't looking as corny as he does now when he's speaking to the hip hop media. But that was just interesting though, that Control verse really transformed hip hop in a lot of ways, and it exalted Kendrick Lamar over a lot of artists. You know, I'm not the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan. I like what he does creatively, and I like him as an artist and all of that. He's one hell of an artist, but it's just something that my soul doesn't resonate with when I listen to Kendrick Lamar. It may be because I'm from the South and he's from the West Coast, but I love West Coast artists and West Coast music. It's just that it doesn't resonate with me like somebody from Tennessee or Atlanta or the Carolinas or, you know, Louisiana or something like that. It's just, I don't know. But he's a hell of an artist, though. Let's get back into it, though.
Is it the Control verse that this whole Kendrick versus Drake situation?
Yeah, to my perspective, that's where it started.
Yeah.
You know, Dot did the whole thing in the competition thing.
Right.
Not a I hate you thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? We rapping. I'm trying to be better than everybody. You should be too.
Right.
So a lot of people took it personal.
Why do you think that was missed, especially when we know this is a highly competitive environment?
It was all the light skinned niggas. Then with Drake, he doing interviews like he really upset about it. And like that kind of threw everybody for a loop. It's like, huh?
Damn, white boy.
Best actor of all time.
Number 4, he's a manosphere rapper.
What is the manosphere? An umbrella term used to describe content aimed at men, but it's always deeply misogynistic, racist, homophobic, and it's resulting in the alt-right radicalization of these young men.
All those young guys who are chronically online and kind of hate women and love Trump and love Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson and all that shit, they love Drake. He speaks their fucking language. He did a whole interview with Aiden Ross. He's a big part of this manosphere industrial complex.
People like my friend Obbs over here and myself, and I think we've been raised pretty well. Sandra did a very good job.
Let's be clear, Drake doesn't quote Jordan Peterson on his records, but can you not hear the male entitlement? Can you not hear the male victimhood? Can you not hear him blaming women for all his problems the way that the manosphere does? Plus, he's weirdly supportive of Tory Lanez. That's so manosphere.
That's how crazy it is that Drake posted a change.org link to free Tory Lanez. Drake, Aubrey Graham ain't post no damn link during the BLM movement when Canada was building pipelines through indigenous land. But nah, this motherfucker gonna talk about some change.org when his mans is locked up, who at this point been in jail longer than they been cool.
Number 3, he's got ghosts. Look, in hip hop, either you write your own shit or you're not a serious MC. There's no in between. If you got ghostwriters working for you consistently, making reference tracks for you, you're not a serious MC. If somebody's writing out whole verses for you over and over and over, that's disqualifying. This ain't R&B. You can't sing other people's songs and get respect. This is the difference between an MC who's an artist and a rapper who's a product. Drake is a product of the machine. He's the industry's favorite rapper. So he's got ghosts and payola and strategic collabs features that help him connect with other brands. Sounds like a corporation using strategic partnerships and branded marketing to push their shiny product into the marketplace. Reason number 2, he does not say nigga correctly.
Nigga, I said nigga. Embarrassing.
It is the central word in hip hop. You have to be able to say it right. And Drake just does not. Kendrick wasn't the only one thinking this.
In the back of my head, way in the back of my head, I don't think I liked hearing Drake say the N-word. I didn't know that I had a problem with Drake saying that until I heard Kendrick say it. When he said it, I was like, yeah.
This is understandable. He's not African American. This word is a huge part of African American culture, and I feel like you have to have a connection to African American culture to really feel it and say it right. He's not American. He's black for sure. Black is an ethnicity. His father is black. He's black. African American is a culture, or at least the part of it that we're talking about here is the cultural part. That's not passed down genetically. African American culture is something you have to be in to experience. He grew up in a white suburb in Canada. It's not a diss to say he grew up outside the culture. It's just a fact.
You know, I'm glad he got off the manosphere thing. I usually don't indulge in hate this much or people being player haters or whatever, though, but I just wanted to see his perspective. I'm going to leave the last one, for y'all to go check out on your own on Touré's channel. The 7 biggest reasons he hate Drake. He got off the manosphere thing quick, but the one thing that I took from all of this is that Drake is a corporation. You know, he collabs with other individuals so he can market with them. He receives payola. He has writers that writes his music. He's not speaking from experience. And you know, that's one of the main things that I like about artistry and hip hop, speaking from experience. This was a decent piece, man. I don't hate Drake. I will continue to react, listen to his music and everything, though, but I understand why people do, and I understand why the whole genre of music and the whole collective of everybody is going down on Drake. Pause. I'm looking forward to seeing how he moves and if the music can help his career, if he's willing to do interviews. But other than that, I see the continuing of the elimination of Drake going on. I don't think it's going to end no time soon. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to my show. Peace, love, plenty of abundance. Make sure you go get you some money. And I'm gone. Chill.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.